1941, a state of war.
What General Vagon has called the Battle of France is over. The Battle of Britain is about to begin.
We shall fight on the beaches, we shall fight on the landing grounds, we shall fight in the fields and in the streets, we shall fight in the hills.
Hey guys and gals, this is Alden from the Mosin Crate. First things first, I can't discuss anything sales related here on YouTube. That includes answering questions like how much are they, where can I buy them, how can I buy them. But if you go into rumble.com and search for the Mosin Crate without any spaces, you'll find this same video on there where I can and do answer questions like that. Likewise, you can just Google my username and figure it out from there. So all of these guns came out of Puerto Rican police departments basically back in 2021. I guess I should really start with why they're replacing them. So different departments in Puerto Rico, depending on their funding, have different guns. So the better funded departments had Glock 23s and 22s, like what you're seeing in front of you here with that beautiful engraving on the slide. They would have the upgraded extended slide release. You'd have the shark gill, fish gill serrations. You'd have the upgraded metal sights. You'd have that RTF2 rough textured finish on the frame. And then, of course, that beautiful engraving on the side of the slide, Puerto Rico, Policía de Puerto Rico, and protection and integrity is what it says below that. And, of course, each one was individually numbered to an officer. So every single slide will have a different PR police department marking on it, serial number on it. Anyway, so the better funded departments had these. The Glock 23s, so the compact, basically this is the 40 version of the Glock 19. I know there's going to be that person out there that they're going to be like, well, I don't like 40. I don't like 40 either. But the nice thing is you can get 9mm conversion barrels. Pretty much all you need is a 9mm conversion barrel and a Glock 19 magazine, and you are ready to go. 23s are the compact version. These would have gone to internal affairs, detectives, plainclothes officers, and higher ranking officers. Whereas the Glock 22s, the full size, would go to patrol officers. This is probably one of the rougher looking ones. I noticed a couple spots of rust on this one. Nothing some croil and some bronze wool wouldn't take right off. In fact, there was one that had similar rust on it, and I used the bronze wool and croil and it came right off. So some of these, I'd say about 1 in 10, have case markings on them. Usually they'll be on the slide, underside of the slide, inside of the magwell here, and then on the barrel. So very discreet placings. The reason those are on there is because this was an officer involved shooting. Either doesn't mean that it shot someone, but it was a officer involved shooting that they had to go to court over. And the reason you'll see those police markings, the case file numbers discreetly put, is because once the case is over and it's done being used in court, the officer wants it back, and they don't want these big nasty electro pencil markings all over the outside of their gun. So the better funded departments had these, but Puerto Rico is not exactly, there's some, just like in North Carolina, South Carolina, there's some rural areas, and those departments would have just about anything you could imagine. I even years ago had some Uzis come in that were Puerto Rican police marked, and they were semi-automatic Uzis too. So that's the funny thing. So they'll have everything from H&Ks to Old Smiths to Beretta 92s to pretty much anything you can imagine. And this creates a really big logistical problem, both for training and getting replacement parts and things like that. So back in 2021, all of Puerto Rico, all the police departments are switching to SIGs and 9mm. Basically everything was gotten rid of, including these. And that is why they are surplus. It's just because they do not need them anymore. I'd say these are probably good to very good condition. Most of the wear you're going to find is going to be on the grips, honestly. There's some wear on the slides, but these are overall pretty nice. In fact, the one we were shooting is one of those that had case file numbers on it, as you can see here. And then there were also a couple shotguns, which we'll do some shooting with those. It's very difficult to load these with gloves, so I'm going to completely butcher this here. And a couple slugs there at the end. And this is probably why everyone's watching the video. Why this was in a Puerto Rican police department, I have no idea. It could have been a police department used weapon, or it may have just been something confiscated. And so again, the top one is a SPAS 12, that's Italian. This is a very early one. I think this is a sub 1000 serial number. This does have the lever safety, which should not be trusted. Basically, over time, if you use those enough, you can actually flip the safety to safe and it will fire the gun. That's pretty much why people say, oh, don't rely on safeties. It's a mechanical device that can fail. Definitely will on these. Front grip plug on the front strap is field replaced. It's not the correct one. The other problem with the SPAS 12 is that they use some polymer, some plastic on it that over the years has gotten brittle and breaks. So a couple things like the little sling attachment on the top of the pistol grip there is broken off. That's 90% of the SPAS 12s. You'll see that missing. The grip plug that I was talking about earlier is one. Just a very normal thing. The buffer, it does have the recoil buffer on the inside, which is cool. I'm not sure if it's the original or not. If it is the original, you're probably going to need to replace it sooner than later because it's probably hard and brittle, and after you fire it in semi-auto enough, it will break. This is a Marine Magnum. This one was made in 2005, so it is a pre-Freedom Group Marine Magnum, and I've put about 300 shells through this one. It has been great. The only thing it doesn't like is the shorty shells, but I have yet to find a shotgun that really likes to function with those anyways. That's going to do it for this video, guys. Again, if you enjoyed it, click the subscribe button. I'm going to have a lot more videos coming up this year. Thanks for watching.